All right, welcome back, good people. This video begins week number 40 of the calendar year. Now, as you know, there are 52 weeks in each year. Right? This year, I've happened to make a commitment to create 200 videos in 365 days. And at the end of this video segment, I will have completed 190 videos, which means I'll only have 10 left. So I've got a short period of time or a short window to kind of close out what I've helped you guys understand along the way, right? So from here on out, I'll be sharing just a little bit more about who I am, what I do, how what I do can help you, and then I'll give you some information. For instance, this week, the information is based on differences in sexes, not like the togetherness relationship type differences, but like a male versus female. All right, and I took some of this from Wikipedia, from Quora, different sources that I like to do research in, so that I can kind of give you guys a different perspective. Because when I think about the differences in sexes, it may be different than the way you think about it. So I wanted to give you a different perspective to at least hear or see, so that you'll know that there's other options available when you're talking about relationships between men and women, or how that goes. So I'm going to start off by saying, it says, sex differences in humans have been studied in a variety of fields. In humans, biological sex is determined by 5 factors present at birth: the presence or absence of the Y chromosome, the type of gonads, the sex hormones, the internal reproductive anatomy such as the uterus, and the external genitalia. Those are the 5 factors that are looked at birth. Now, genetic sex is determined solely by the presence or absence of a Y chromosome. A child's presumed sex is determined at birth by observation of the external genitalia. Now, under the medicine umbrella, it says sex differences in medicine include sex-specific diseases, which are diseases that occur only in people of one sex, and sex-related diseases, which are diseases that are most usual to one sex or which manifest differently in each sex. Now, physiology. The most obvious differences between males and females include all the features related to reproductive role, notably the endocrine hormonal systems and their physiological and behavioral effects, including gonadal differentiation, internal and external genital and genitalia, and breast differentiation, and differentiation of muscle mass, height, and hair distortion. Wow, those are some long words, right? Big words. I like big words. Now, under the psychology umbrella, which is what I love to do, I love psychology. My major in college was psychology. I follow things from a psychological perspective, even to the day. I think more so today, because now I know more. But on this, it says, research on biological sex differences in human psychology investigates cognitive and behavioral differences between men and women. This research employs experimental tests of cognition, which takes a variety of forms. Tests focus on possible differences in areas such as IQ, spatial reasoning, aggression, emotion, and brain structure and function. Now, differences in male and female jealousy can be observed also. It says, while female jealousy is more likely to be inspired by emotional infidelity, male jealousy is most likely to be brought on by sexual infidelity. A clear majority of approximately 62% to 86% of women report that they would be more bothered by emotional infidelity, and 47 to 60% of men reported that they would be more bothered by sexual infidelity. See, when I read that, I learned something, and I was like, wow, you know what? I bet other people didn't know that or didn't think about that. Well, if they did, let me give them some specifics, right? Now, sociology. Statistics have been consistent in reporting that men commit more criminal acts than women. Self-reported delinquent acts are also higher for men than women across many different actions. And finally, leadership. Women and men have been surveyed by Gallup each year concerning workplace topics, and when questioned about preferences of a female boss or a male boss, women choose a preference of a male boss 39% of the time, compared to 26% of men displaying preferences of a male boss. And only 27% of females would prefer a boss of the same gender. And that makes sense. Think about your job. Are you more productive with a male boss versus female, depending on who you are? Because those things matter in the big picture. You know, a lot of times we don't really even take that in consideration, but it's happening in the background. You know, it's like a lot of things, like the noise that you hear, but you don't hear, right? You don't really pay attention to. And a lot of times if you don't, or let's rephrase that, if you do, you can actually make some adjustments to it, right? Like if I have a male boss and we don't really get along, I can kind of figure out where his strengths and weaknesses are and kind of work with that, kind of play on that, right? To my benefit, to my advantage. To a point, right? I mean, you know, I'm still going to be me, but if I have to be there, I have to be there, right? So you don't want to be going to any environment on a regular basis where you're not happy or you're not content or you're not in some sort of peace, right? Because it's like hell. You know, it's like, I don't want to be here, I got to go, I'm going crazy. And I hear people say that, you know, but I don't experience that. So I really can't relate to it, but I really can't understand it, but I can relate to it. I can see what you see, but I'm thankful that it's not me. All right. Again, my name is Larry James. My company is Speak with Larry, and I'm an author, speaker, consultant, and I want to help you start your business. SpeakWithLarry.com.